Hey guys! Sorry. I know I'm like extra late today, like 5 minutes. So sorry. I'm here. We're all together again. Live stream 74. Man, we do this every week, don't we? This is a lot of fun. Live stream 74. I know, Bonnie, 1 minute late, but it's more like 5 minutes late. Sorry, guys. Jeffrey's here. Lyle is here. Entity, how are you? Bonnie, of course. Eric is here. Radios, as usual, is with us. What is that? Retro Run Funk. Hello and greetings from Germany. Thanks for joining. Hey, Barry's here. Hey, buddy. Anyone here of 616 film? I have heard of 616 film. Anthony's here. Hey, buddy. Jack is here. Angus made it. Hello. Steven, Cecil. Radios. I was also sadly snubbed twice from audio equipment. No. Angus, 616, very wide post. Yeah, it is wide. Very wide postcard film. Lyle says, hey, retro. Is it Retro Run Funk? Also got a working Mamiya 645 for 20 bucks. Wow, I'm in the market for one of those right now, Bonnie. Made by Kodak for Brownie 616. I've developed 616 film. It's really wide. But yeah, it's pretty wicked. Films make more money. I know. It is unfortunately that Jiffy Kodak has some light leaks. No, the bellows are leaking. That's pretty common though, radios. Shot my expired 120 Tri-X film roll. Well, 10 shots yesterday in my new Ryko Diacord GLTR. Can't wait to see what you end up with. I looked up that, I call it Ryko. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I call it a Ryko. Because I like their stuff. I use a Ryko lens with my film scanner, and I like it. That's an interesting camera. It's very similar to the Rolleicord that I have, but mine needs work. The Rolleiflex that I have needs work. And I'm going to show you some photos today that my wife and I took. And I end up using my Ceraflex, which I had totally forgotten, scratches the dog stuff out of film. 21 watching, but only 3 likes? Get on them, Bonnie. It was a cash grab. Yeah, like a lot of things. I clicked like, so I'm good. Thanks, Angus. You're watching Coffee Beans. I know, I'm late. How are you, Cecil? Super City 100's here. Evening all. See, that's why I say good morning, afternoon, evening. Because it's afternoon here. It's only a little bit after 2 p.m. I think that 616 also saved Kodak on printing since the contact prints required no enlarger. I know, because they were so big. Sure, it was more expensive, but made you buy from Kodak. Yep. Kodak Taurus missing the knob for the supply spindle. Maybe you can make one, radios. Woohoo! Yes, you made it, Angus. We have some fun stuff to talk about today. Some really fun things. I got something I want to show you guys that's really kind of cool. Hey, Jim, how are you, buddy? I'm late. Was helping my buddy with Boo U 5008 he just got. I have, you know, I have a 5008, but it needs so much work. Yes. Retro Run Funk is correct. All right, we gotcha. Radios is great light for my Nikon R10. There is a Bolex H16 with 3 lenses for 600 bucks, working in good condition. Is that a Jeffrey? Is that a reflex or is that the non-reflex? Because that might be a little high for a non-reflex. Be pretty decent for a reflex. Radio says, by the way, I sent my Plus X and Tri-X 620. All right, thank you. Speaking of that, radios, I have your, as you know, I do have your Sonic 12. I'm going to wait to send your original back until I send your other ones back. I'll send them all together. Mike, you made it. Hey, Doug's here. Greetings from Easton, Maryland. 8 shots. All right, I got your radios. I think that means retro broadcasting in English. Oh, does it? I love retro stuff. City, Maryland. Oh, you guys are near each other. I think, well, okay, I shouldn't say near each other. You're in the same state. You're both in Maryland. I don't know where the cities are, but... Film, right? Has to do with the content of my channel. Retro Run Funk. I like that name, though. His battery was no good, so I loaned him mine, and the camera purrs. My battery's no good either. There's a guy on YouTube, and I've talked to him several times. Really nice guy. Oh, what's his name? He reselled the battery. I know they're tricky, but you can actually crack the thing apart if you're careful, and you can resell the batteries in those 5008s. They're tricky, but he did it. His name, Ruben at the cinematography lab. Real nice guy. My 620 film just got out of customs. Should get it this week. I was going to ask who had already gotten their film. Troublesome electrical issue on a camera got me distracted. That's normal. Jeffrey said, reflex. Well, that's a pretty good deal then, Jeffrey, I think. As long as it works. Really good deal. I got mine. My Rex 1. I don't even know where I put it. Oh, it's put away. For about $300, but I got it a long time ago. So here's the deal. I sent out the last of the film. We're done with the 12620 sending. Sorry, guys. I sent out 17 rolls, and it's all out. I sent film, the last 4 rolls, to people that I hadn't sent to the first batch. I shipped them Tuesday. Today's Sunday, so it's 5 days ago. But I shipped 7 internationally and 10 domestic. So there's 18 rolls, counting mine. So here's who I sent to. If you don't hear your name, I apologize. I can't just send. It costs a lot of money, unfortunately. But if you don't hear your name, we're kind of done. So hopefully you can jump in on the next round. Here's who I sent 120, 620, 220, or 127 Tri-X to. Thanks to Gordon Webster, who donated it all. Lyle at the Quiet Pages. Mark at Mark's Photo. Old Radios. 42nd Street Matthew. Our buddy Matthew. Sprocket got it. Flying O. Michael. Jeffrey at This Side Towards the Screen. Eric Mathieson. Sorry, Eric. Steven over at New World Film. Super Cine 100. Entity. Limelight. Jeffrey Feingold. Rich M. Angus. Mike Rook. And Russell Cleve. If you didn't hear your name, I'm sorry. We are closed for now with this project, but there will be 18 rolls in total, counting mine. Hey, Lyndon. Hi, Mike and company. I'm either looking at getting a Nagra, IMO. Oh, I'd love to have another Nagra, Bonnie. Ericon or another Airy first. I miss my Nagra. I had a Nagra 4. I need to boost my coffee up. So hopefully you guys get your film soon. I know a lot of you have already gotten it, especially those that are in the States. But I am going to ask who did and who didn't get it already. I do have tracking numbers, but they're kind of all over. Got the 220. Mike, you got yours. I remember that. I have to shoot this week after the snow stops. Holga 120S. Here I come. Jeffrey, you got yours, right? Video about the Booyoo batteries. Filmwave resells the 3008, 4008, and 5000. That's good to know, Jim. I took my photos on the 28th And 20. Oh yeah, radios. You already took your photos, and I think Angus took his already too, right? Like Jeffrey got his film. Yes. Okay. Jeffrey got his. Rich. Hey, Rich is here. I got the film. Okay, good, Rich. I'm glad you got yours, buddy. No rush, guys. Don't go crazy trying to get it shot this weekend. Let's take our time. Do what you want to do. I'd like to do it like maybe within a month of when you receive the film. But we got a lot of photos to send or to show from our 12220 project. So don't rush. Entity. I almost got the 120 film shot, and the Aircon system is almost fully operational. Yahoo! So Entity got his film. Good. Where are you at? You're on my list. There you are. Angus, thank you again, Mike, for sharing the film. Absolutely. And shipping it out on your dime. No problem. No problem. Thank you, guys, for participating. And thanks, Gordon. Yes, thank you, Gordon Webster. Donated all the film to me. I got a large flash, too. Oh, with Sunpack. I've had a lot of Sunpack flashes. Show me. Oh, look, Brendan. Who is Brendan? Is that Greg? Thanks again, Mike. Lyle, you didn't get your film, right? Yet? Thanks, Mike. I'll let you know when it arrives. Okay, good. Hit the like button. Consider becoming a Filmboy24 member. Thank you, Mike. Thank you to all of my members. It really does help more than you guys know. And speaking of that, I do want to say that I am going to probably have to scale my... I was going to do videos every Tuesday and Friday, and I've done it so far in all 2025. But it's sort of kind of becoming too much. It's impeding into my normal life. It's just very difficult to do. So I will probably just guarantee at least one video a week at this point, plus a live stream. I want to spend some more time with member videos. So it's just been very difficult to get anything else done, concentrating on 2 videos a week. So I think we may scale it back to 1 video a week, guaranteed. And if we get time for a second one, then that's good too. But I do want to focus a little bit on member material as well. Steven says, yeah, thanks, Mike and Gordon. I will do my best. Did you get yours, Steven? There's a video on YouTube, a guy that makes onboard 4008 batteries that uses AAA. That would be cool. No word from customs yet. Okay, all right, Lyle. It should be there, hopefully. I do have tracking numbers for everybody. If their film doesn't show up, we'll look into it. You Sunny 16 to yours? Okay, well, that should be fine. I hope. It is old film, 40 years old. Haven't got it yet? Okay. All right, Steven. Kringer's Faust. 10 of the 12 yesterday. I just had to see what the 50 landed on my light meter app. Okay. So you did use, you were trying to meter it at ISO 50? I will tell you, my wife and I took these 2 rolls right here of Tri-X 120. And these both had process before dates of 6 of 1987. These were the ones Gordon sent out to me. And these are the ones that I sent to everybody that has 120, that requested 120 film. They're going to be exactly the same. And I have to tell you, I metered everything at about ISO 100. I know there's that sort of that unwritten rule of 1 stop overexposed every 10 years, and it typically is pretty close. I think you're going to do that film an injustice if you go that far. I think about 2 stops is really all you're going to need, ISO 100. If you're going to use a Holga, like my wife did, this is a Holga. These are very, very, very inexpensive, all plastic. This one has a glass lens, but all plastic cameras made by Lomo. Lomo, right? Yeah. Lomo? Lomography. Sold by Lomography. I don't know who makes them. In Germany, I believe. They're funky little cameras. They're fun little cameras. They're not to be taken overly serious. You're going to get vignetting pretty bad most of the time. You might even get light leaks out of the back here. This is where number one, where you get your light leaks on the Holga. If you're going to use the Holga, that's the fourth time I've said it, keep your aperture open to f8 on the top. These have f8 and f11. Really not a whole lot of difference, but you want the clouds, not the sun. So do it in bright sun and leave it on f8, and you will be very close to where you need to be with this film. We'd like to get maybe a half to one more stop out of it, but that will suffice if you're using a Holga. Just because that's the shutter speed is about 1/100th of a second on these cameras. On mine, I use this, the Ciroflex, right here, which is a really inexpensive TLR. I set the shutter to 1/100th of a second, and then I just mainly left the aperture at f5.6. That for me was about ISO 100 per my meter, and the film came out quite well. Now, one thing I'll tell you, this film scratches the potatoes out of the emulsion on my film. Really, 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 really bad. Scratches it. I should have remembered that, because I showed some pictures that I shot with this not that long ago on a stream, and it almost looks like it's raining because there's so many vertical scratches. Well, I forgot about it. Totally forgot. I would have shot both rolls in the Holga. I don't really have a really good 120 camera outside of my Rolly, but it's not working properly yet. So I was kind of stuck. So I'm going to show you those photos in just a minute, how it came out for us. I shot Sunny 16, ISO 50 due to the age of the film. That's probably going to be perfect, Angus. Snow on the trees look better than gray satin. Yeah, I agree. I never use this camera, roll film in general, as a quick snapshot of my town. That's okay, it's perfect. Hey, Mike! Evening, no film yet. We'll let you know when it arrives. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mike. And thank you for being a member. I don't know if I ever thanked you, but thank you to all my members, but you as well, Mike. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Angus, I did that too, but it's 400. It is 400 ISO film, but it's really old film. So when we expose really old film, we have to overexpose it. If you shot it outdoors, radios, you may be okay. Tri-X holds up pretty well. Hey, Remjet's here. Happy February, everybody. That's right. This is our first stream in February. Quality, not quantity. Absolutely, Jeffrey. Yes, man. Lots of videos per week is a lot of editing. Yeah, that's true, Mike. And it also started getting to where it's like my mindset changed a little. I'm like, well, let me get a video out because I got to get something out. And I don't want to do videos like that. I want to do videos that I want to put out, not videos that I have to put out. So very good point. Very cool film loses stop the sensitivity. In general, unless stored very cold, film loses about a stop. That's true. About every 10 years. That's true. In general. In general. This I found really only needs about 2 stops. Firing in 1969, I should get away with it. Yeah, yours, because I think you, radios, you had 620 film, and yours was a lot older. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Mike did shoot a roll at 100 ISO and said it was great. Yes, I did. I did. My film came out pretty good. I shot at everything bright sun for the most part at f5.6 at 1/100th of a second shutter speed. Super Sandy, hey, have you shot a sample roll yet? Just wondering how it comes out. Yes, I'm going to show you all in just a second. Oh, is today Groundhog Day? Just answered it. Yes. My camera has about 1/50th shutter at f8. F11, F16. Steven, you'll be fine. Leave it at F8. Leave it at f8 if you have a 50th of a second shutter. Because it'll stay open longer. That's pretty much the same as 1/100th of a second at f5.6. Mike, I plan to use a Bronica SQ for the 220. Good choice. Mike, if you ever think about letting go of any of those Mamiyas or that any of those Pentax 120 cameras, you just let me know. I'm loosely in the market. I am so stupid. I thought I was buying a one. I know. Don't. You're not stupid, Mike or Jim. That's one of those things when you see it and it's a model and it says something 120. They should have been more specific. They should have put 35mm in the title. Because to being honest with you, I had to look the camera up. Jim Cahill and I had some back and forth about a camera he bought. But I had to look it up to find it. Sure, my co-ed tourist. That's good, radios, because that's a slower shutter speed, so it lets a little bit more light in. Mike, what kind of camera is that? This Jim, these are both 120 cameras. The Holga is a 120 camera, very inexpensive, about 50 bucks. This is also inexpensive. This is a TLR, twin lens reflex, 120 camera as well, also pretty inexpensive. It's kind of an off-brand. Entity says, we've also been in contact with a film company on possibly getting some fresh stock mag stripe 16mm film shipped here, as they do still make it, but they don't sell in the U.S. for some reason. I don't know why they don't sell it here. Because I have a CP16 that would shoot mag stripes film. From the old film used so far, did it shed any emulsion, or was it? It did not. Didn't shed any, Mike. But it's still a little rough. You'll see in just a second. The film has some deterioration issues. Let's not kid ourselves. It's old film. It's old film. So we're going to have problems with the film. But this is a fun project. This isn't about, we're not putting this in galleries. Although galleries might like it. You know, you never know. I mean, they get some weird things in some photo galleries. But don't think that you're going to get, you know, a photo that looks like it was shot in brand new film. And I know you don't. But yes, the emulsion looked fine itself. But there were some deterioration issues that you will see. And you're gonna, by the way, have to overlook the scratches in my film. I know I've kind of hounded on that, but it's really bad. My Brownie 620 also has a 50th shutter speed, maybe. That's what I'll use. Yeah, Eric, if it's I can't remember. You're using Eric. You're using 620 film. Was that, what was the expiration on that? Was that also from 1969? I can't remember. But you may want to go 3 stops if you can. If you can. But 1/50th is pretty slow, so that's not a bad deal. Put a sticky note on this. Yeah, no, Lyle, you're absolutely right. I got to do something about this. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. It's this right here. When you load the film, it goes across. It's dark, I know, but there's 2 rollers, one here and one here. These just little rollers, and they're kind of rusted, right? And the film comes across, and they don't always roll, and it's just, that's the emulsion going across them. And they don't really roll, so I might sand them a really, really fine 4000 grit sandpaper, and also put maybe a 1/4 of a drop of oil in each corner, and see if that helps to get that film across these rollers without scratching it so bad. So we're going to work on that a little bit and see if that helps. What about the 127-400 ISO 1969 ISO camera with manual setting but no ISO setting? Well, Rich, I would probably, that's you know, pushing almost 20 years older than the film I used. So if you can just open it up to somewhere around f4, I think you'll probably be safe. You'll probably be safe. I wouldn't go anywhere lower than 5.6. Or I wouldn't close it up anywhere lower than 5.6. So open it up to maybe f4, and I think you'll probably be good. Let me, I know I'm going to miss a few things. Tuck it under them. I shot album covers. The more deterioration, the better. I know. It's perfect for album covers, isn't it? I've seen the Holgas, but the Twinling, they look really cool. My wife took a picture of me with the Holga taking a photo with the TLR. You'll see it in a second. Entity, well, that's hardcore stuff, man. Can't imagine a service niche is going to be cheap. You're probably going to be the first filmmaker in 10 years to shoot sound on film. That would be cool. Woo. Hey, Russell is here. Russell, did you get your film yet? No, I just sent yours. Russell, your film is in the mail. I sent it last Tuesday. Your roll of 120. Yes, man. I have Amiya C220s, RB67s. Yeah, keep me in mind, Mike. If I know they're like your babies. We don't sell our babies. But if you think about getting rid of any of them, think of me first. Super expensive $45 Airy 16 ST that I sent you on Gmail. Sadly, oh, it's up to 600. Still a good deal though, Bonnie. How old was the 220 film? Who got 220 film? I don't remember who got it. I think it's near. I feel it. Hold on one second. Let me grab the box again. I probably should have made that note to everybody for you guys. But that film came out of the boxes. So let me pull a roll. Oh, right here. 220. This is the box I actually pulled it from. Not far off. This is December of 1986. The 620. So if you got 620 film, if you got your film, Russell, and the rest of you, and it's going to be in a bag, in a little pouch, just like that's how it's going to show up. I put a little bubble wrap around it. That film was expired in December of 1986. Yes. So let me, okay, I know, I'm sorry guys, I'm going to miss a couple of chats. I don't like doing that. I really don't. I like answering everybody. But if I don't, we're never going to see the photos. And I have some other things I want to show you guys too. Something that's really pretty darn cool. Let me see, let me pull up the photo. Let me get the lights. Let's get the lights. No, I just got to change the scene here. Get your popcorn. All right, this is the Holga. My wife took most of these pictures. I think I took the last two. You'll see a picture of her. One picture has a big, like, weird mark on the side. That's where the film was touching itself during development. Ignore it. This is the Holga at f8. That's the only thing we did. Notice the vignetting. So those came out pretty darn good, honestly. I would have liked to maybe seen maybe a half stop more, but if that's what we're working with, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. They're good at full screen on your MacBook, yeah. Yeah, that was about, I would call that about a stop over, actually, Mike. I shot mine 2 stops over 400 and at ISO 100 in the Seroflex, and I'm going to show you those really quick. It is the classic. Hey, Sprocket's here. It is the classic Holga look. Sprocket, did you get your film yet in the mail? Did you get your film? Thank you, Anthony. Yeah, I was happy. She did a good job. I got to take her with me more often. She's pretty artistic. She just doesn't always have time. I don't know if you, I can't remember if you told me. I get a lot of emails, but I can't remember, Sprocket, if you told me you got your film yet. My film is not here. No, but Postal Service is slower. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, a lot of people, especially a lot of people overseas, haven't gotten it yet, so that's okay. It's coming, and I have, like I say, I have, what do you call it, tracking numbers for everything. So here's from the Seroflex. This was all shot metered at around ISO 100. There's a lot of scratches in this film. That's the camera. You ready? Here we go. Hold on one second, guys. I'm going to restart that. It didn't start with the first picture for some reason. There we go. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Brockett. That picture in the hallway there with the stairs, that was actually f3.5. It was really dark there. These are all 5.6. So that just gives you some idea of hopefully what you can expect. I don't have a 620 camera. I don't have a 220 back either. So I can't shoot the other ones right now. But the 120 film is going to be very similar. All of the expirations from the 120 and the 220 are very similar. The 620 I think was a little farther back. So it might produce a little bit different results. But I truly believe, if you stick with ISO 100, it's going to give you a lot of latitude to add, the contrast that you want, to boost your blacks, to heighten your highlights, to do whatever you need to do. Where'd you take these? Oh, hey, Jack. I took these at the Dunlawton Bridge. My wife and I parked, and we walked all the way up to the top of the bridge. And then around the bottom of it down there were some pelicans and stuff. Mike, some TLR cameras have the film slip on. Yes, they do, but I don't think this one does. You're absolutely right, Lyle. But I don't feel like this is supposed to go under there. I mean, it is almost touching. It's almost touching, and then it's more uneven under the rollers. It's actually more uneven under the rollers than it is over the rollers. So I'm with you on that. I know that some do go under. Maybe I'll try it. I don't know. I don't know if there's even room to get under those rollers. But yes, I actually questioned that myself. These are cool. Can't wait to get mine. Yes, Russell, it's coming. Yours went out Tuesday. I think I told you that. Some of the photos did look a little underexposed on some of them, but overall 1 to 2 stops is a good way to shoot. 3 shots over. I process all of this as a negative. And as some of you may or may not know, when you process film as a negative, you do get a little bit more latitude. I used to jump off that bridge. Craig. Craig Booth is here. That's my old buddy Craig. I've known Craig for about 30 years. and I wouldn't doubt that he did used to do that. Craig moved away. He used to live here, but he moved away. You bastard. I miss you, buddy. Oh boy. great. Focus. You ever planning on printing some of those on photo paper? I have an enlarger, but I really don't use it much. It's still out in my garage. I would love to. I would love to make some prints, but I'd have to get just the right one. Some great shots. Oh, thank you, Rich. The boat. Yeah, I tried desperately to get the boat before that one, but you guys know, when you shoot film, there's some things you got to get right first, and it wasn't right, so that was the boat, the second boat. The one in front of it was even bigger and better. Worth a try. It might be worth a try. I might try it, Lyle. You might be onto something. Shoot, where's this kind of a thing? Remjet says, Entity, what are you planning to shoot? Or is it more of a journey destination kind of thing? Yeah, let's try to do prints in the merch shop. Woohoo! Nice, Jeffrey. Let's try to do something with our hometown, right? This is called Our Place. Let's do Our Place or something. I mean, even you could take pictures of your surroundings in your neighborhood. Just something that might be kind of cool to learn a little bit more about you. You don't have to take a selfie. If you want, that might be cool, but you don't have to. You did that, Radios, I know, yeah. You know what's funny? Okay, this is so off topic, but Lyle. This is for Lyle. Lyle just made Lyle, you just said heard, worth a try. Now, I used to work in the restaurant business years ago, well before I was a police officer, 35 years ago, right? And we always said heard. You're not by chance in the restaurant industry, are you? Heard. Woohoo! Our Place or Home Sweet Home. There you go. 20 years, see? Heard. That's what that was terminology, right? I mean, the weeds, heard, right? Some of the things. Just something to make sure the darn thing even works. Yeah, it would be fun just to experiment with, right, Radios? This is fun. You guys know these little community projects are all just for fun. Speaking of community, they changed the name of community. I mean, it doesn't say community, the tab up top anymore. It just says post. Gave it away. Heard. I did give it away. I picked my locations. I only have 12 images. I know, you got to be careful. I think I may end up shooting on the Holga. It did underexpose a little bit, a couple of shots, so I'm going to have to pick a really bright day. And there's a couple things I really want to photograph. Heard. 86 swordfish. 86. 86 the swordfish. Yep. Okay, so I want to talk about, this is going to be fun, these medium format pictures. Found film. I want to show you guys one that I just developed. I got a load of great subjects around here, so I'm excited. Get on it. I got a few scenic things here to shoot, primarily some unique military items as well. I love the military. I might be young, but I'm probably the only one here who collects milsurp here. You'll be surprised. I love military surplus stuff. I have more respect for the military in law enforcement than probably anybody. So I'm a military. I never was in the military, but my wife and I have donated to some certain causes and whatnot. But military has a very, you know, I'm going full frame, so I remove the insert of the Holga. Okay. All right. Good job. There's two inserts on mine. There's one for 6x6 and one 4.5x6 on mine, Jeffrey. I leave the one in. It's these here, right? When you pop the back off the Holga. Come on now. They got this insert here, right here. Pop it out. They're just masks. You can see them there. This is smaller, this is bigger. And you can really only kind of tell when you hold them back to back. They're very similar. But with one you get 12, with the other one you get 16 images. I just use the bigger one. I got 12 images out of mine too. And this takes batteries. You can put, there's 2 AA's here, because this one has a flash as well. Didn't use a flash. All right. I love when young people are into military stuff. I posted on the Super 8 Facebook page, new Bullion 4008 I already got 2 offers to buy it. Wow, did you just get a new one, Jim? I'll shoot mine on the Bronica S2. I love that camera. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Holga or the TLR you mentioned? Angus. I'll let Angus answer that. I think it's subjective. I think the Holga is good for just farting around. It's not to be taken overly serious. It's kind of like shooting with the Lomo Kino. It's, I guess, more of an artistic, fun tool. The lens is so-so, you know. Not terrible. Yeah, send me a pic. So, okay, so you guys all are familiar with this. I want to show you guys something. This is, let me tell you. Found film, Tom Hanks said it. It was scripted. It wasn't his line. And we all know it. That life is like a box. Found film really, truly is like a box of chocolates. Because you never know what you're going to get. It really is like a box of chocolates with found film. And you know, 80% of it, I think I said 90 before, is kids, Christmas, birthdays, you know, that kind of stuff. But sometimes we get some kind of cool things. So, you guys know this batch right here. We all know that batch. That is the Pomona pack. We know the Pomona pack, right? We did a few of those. We got our buddy Darius Anthony, right? And Mr. Connors, Norman Connors, you know, doing the album covers, doing the film shoot, you know, with the Hasselblad. And then we had the couple films with the African American Festival. Remember that? So I finally got around. I didn't bring it. Oh yeah, I did. I finally got around to processing. Look at the picture again. So we had a bunch of Plus X, a bunch of Tri-X, and then a lot of Kodachrome. See it on the far right. And we also had the 6 rolls of the 200-foot rolls of Kodachrome. We did one of those as well. Well, I had never processed any of the 50-foot rolls of Kodachrome from that pack. None. Until now. Until now. But wait. So I finally did 2 rolls of it. Finally did 2 rolls of it. And I'm very excited. And this is the benefit of, you know, being here for the live stream. We're going to get a sneak peek because I'm going to show you one of them. I'm going to show you this roll right here. Kodachrome. It has a edge code on it. This roll was manufactured in 1997. Anybody here from Los Angeles? Is there anybody here that knows Los Angeles? Is there anybody here that well, I don't want to tell too much. I'm going to show you the film. I've been in cahoots with a metal fab shop to try and get a prototype 16mm 400-foot developing tank made, so maybe at some point. I've been trying for a long time. I haven't really been trying, but I used to own a metal shop entity. I had a Bridgeport machine, a little lathe and stuff, and I did that for 17 years, motion picture equipment. And I should have back then. I sold everything for the most part. But I always thought a Lomo type spiral with 400 feet would be really cool. Out of aluminum. Like 4041 aluminum, or is it 40? I don't remember the numbers. I think it's 4041. What they call the aircraft aluminum. Might have been cool to machine, but I had a CNC machine, so would have been fun, but I never got around to doing it. I went to Vegas 2 times, but every stayed there, including my money. Hold on, Mike. I need to quickly pop. Oh, make your popcorn, Angus. So I wanted to show you a film, including all my money. Oh, Jeffrey, we got to have coffee one of these days. So I'm going to show you this. Now, it is Kodachrome. I know it's a little bit later Kodachrome than we usually get, because I usually process stuff from the 70s and 80s, and it comes out absolutely terrible, if it comes out at all. That's normal. We do our best, but it doesn't always work. This stuff is from the 90s. It's a little bit better than the stuff from the 80s, and it came out a little bit better, quite a bit better than the Kodachrome we processed in the 200-foot reel from 92. Remember, the stuff from 90 was actually from 90, expired in 92. So it's still pretty rough, very grainy, but you're going to no doubt be able to tell what's going on. And then I got some cool things to tell you about the film as soon as it's done. So did you get your popcorn? Thinking of Morse tank style, but vertical reels instead of horizontal to keep the size down, allow for pretty good developer exposure. That would be awesome. You need to let me know, entity, if you ever get into that. I need a 400-foot developer really bad. Mike says, I recently bought the G3, much easier to use than I expected and with more consistent results than my chuck it in the tank and hope for the best method. I really like my G3. I've done videos on it, and I've had good luck with it. It's not very good for film that has remjet on it, and I've done a roll, and I did a video on that. It was pretty rough, but for black and white film, it actually does a really pretty darn good job. It's just a lot of cranking. I'll send you a link to my short film as soon as it's up. Yes, please. Please. Have you tried developing Kodachrome 40 in Rodinal? I have not. Rodinal is very similar to HC110. They're both pretty contrasty developers. They're both highly concentrated. They're both pretty good low fog developers, almost in the same vein as the D94 or D19 or both. I love the G3 tanks. I just like they're cool. But no, to answer your question, Retro, I have not used Rodinal. So here, I want to show you guys, we are 51 minutes in. Thank you for your patience. Let me show you this film. This is found film from the Pomona pack. I have a Morse tank, but I've never used it. It confuses me. Don't let it confuse you. Use a hook of wire and connect it to a drill. No. Oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'm always afraid I'm going to pull it out of the other side, though. Any opinion what's better for expired film, Xtol or Rodinal? I have both. I don't use those, so Xtol was a paper film, I thought, originally, was it not? I have some Xtol, actually. But I don't know. Probably Rodinal would be my guess. Things in the Morse tanks confuses me. It's really easy, Russell. I have a video on the Morse tank on how to do it and load it. It's pretty easy once you do it a couple times. Here's the film. This is found film. I will be doing a long form video on it eventually, but you guys are my live streamers, so you get to see it now. Turn off the lights, please. Turn that off, please. We don't need that. Here's the film. Woo! Noise plane. There it is, Barry. Yes, Barry. We're going to get to that. You are absolutely right. That is not a Mustang. That is a Supermarine Spitfire. It's a British plane. Yes, Angus. No prop. You're right, Barry. Absolutely. Keep an eye on the side of that plane. See the markings on the side of that plane? XR target V with a P right behind the X and an 8. And HIMO. Hopefully it stays at $5. You need to get that, buddy. It's pretty stable. Somebody knows what they're doing with this sprocket. Somebody was filming and knows what they're doing. Kind of, Remjet. I'm going to show you in just a second. Barry knows what it is. Oh, it's a Rondel Brit insignia? That's good to know. XR Rondel Brit V. Yeah, the person that ran the camera for most of these films so far in the Pomona pack knows what they're doing. Did you see? I see that. Did you notice the very last shot? Pilots are about the craziest people out there. I mean, how confident? I want to show you guys again the very last shot. Take a. Hold on. We'll get right to the end. Here. Right there. All right, try it again. Right at the end. So you can see the pole, see the forklift behind it, see that pole there, right? It's kind of at an angle there. So yeah, okay, so I emailed a guy who took a photo. I DM'd him on Instagram, and he didn't respond, so I will not be using his photo. I am going to use this photograph. I don't have permission, but I will credit, this is from Johnny Jet. So if he has an issue with it, I will credit, but if he has an issue, then I will certainly take it down. But check out this photo. So Barry was right. So what I believe they're doing is mounting that plane in 1997 or 98 to the front of the Proud Bird restaurant in Los Angeles. At LAX. So I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, just like I said earlier, you never know what we're going to stumble upon. I can tell you, I did these 2 rolls, just random rolls out of the Pomona pack. Random, and they're identical. Identical. The results, I mean, their content could not be any different. Any more different than it is. This one that you haven't seen, completely different content than the airplane one. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. So that you know, it came out okay for Kodachrome. LA history. Has anybody been, Barry, have you been there? Because you knew instantly what that was. That's at LAX. There's a restaurant there called the Proud Bird. Still there to this day. Because I looked it up. Look up the Proud Bird. I believe it's called the Proud Bird in LA, near LAX. And that photo, again, I will repeat, I got that from johnnyjet.com. Credit to them. Thank you for, well, posting it to johnnyjet.com. I'm not here to take any credit for taking that photo. I did not. Retro says, and I also wonder why it was filmed in Super 8. I know, that's exactly what I was wondering. Video was very prevalent then. Very prevalent. But I think somebody just loved Super 8. I shot a lot of Super 8 film in the mid-90s. A lot. And I had video cameras, but I just loved Super 8 film. Thank you, Remjet. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Felt was from the Falcon Field in Mesa, Arizona. The Brits did desert flight training. Oh, not desert. Did desert flight training during World War II. Apparently those planes were used to keep the Germans from invading during World War II. Had a friend that lives out there and another who was just there. Okay, so you know. Yeah, I wondered about that, Retro. That's a really good question too. Yeah, why not just shoot it on video? I mean, would it look better now? Maybe not then, if you would have processed it then. So I don't know what we're in for. I think the Kodachromes might just be whoever the film shooter or shooters are, just doing random life. Nothing to do with Darius. Maybe it's Darius that's shooting these. Maybe it's Darius that's shooting these. Wouldn't that be cool? Because I know Darius was also known as a sort of filmmaker as well. He was very talented. He was a very talented photographer. But as far as I know, he was also known as a filmmaker as well. So maybe these are his. I don't know. Possible archival footage that was never developed. Happened a lot more. Oh, I missed it. Happened a lot more than people like to say. It's kind of sad. There's tons of moments that are slowly getting lost into. I know. It's really sad. It's sad that we're losing these. That's why it's so important for me to try my best to get them out there. Shoot Super 8 around that time, and it was 13 pounds. Is that pounds or euros? I get those confused. I'm not that bright. Processing included, so not too bad. No, it really wasn't bad. It was $4, about $4.50 US for me in the late 80s, early 90s for processing of Super 8 film. And it was about the same, about $5 a roll to buy it too. Here. Super 8 film, so they started in the late 70s. I am with you, Jim. Star of Battle of Britain. Yeah, keeping them away. I remember those days. Well, so I only recently got back into Super 8, but I shot tons of film back in the early 2000s and sent it all to Kodiak. Those were happy days. Lyndon says, I'm glad I did not own a video camcorder in the 90s. I had to wait till 2010 to own an SLR digital with video. Then in 2018 started shooting Super 8 after my father's passing. Well, I'm sorry about your father. Video got a lot better as time went on, that's for sure. It does. It adds a little more intrigue, gives us a little more info, Angus, but so many more questions as to what they were thinking or what this is about. So far, what I think is this is Darius's stuff. I think this is Darius's stuff. And I think he had his own personal collection, that he enjoyed shooting stuff. Obviously knows how to shoot. Obviously knows how to use a camera. And I also think he had people that would film him in his environment, doing what he loved to do, which was take photographs. So far, that's my belief. That's my hypothesis. Russell said there's a World War II event every August. In my local area, they have a Spitfire engine on a stand, and they start up and lots of vintage cars. I shot a cartridge this year and sent it to you. I'll shoot a cartridge this year and send it to you. Yeah, sure, Russell. I'd love to see it. My first camera I ever used was a very old Polaroid Model 800. My grandfather had hundreds of rolls saved, and we almost shot all the Polaroids now, but I've been sneaking in some FP 100C to surprise him. That's pretty awesome. I wonder what Super 8 camera Darius used. I don't know, but we're going to find out somehow. I do have some. I have some that shows the over by the sprocket hole that there's a notch, and I know that's specific to a certain type of camera. I just can't remember which. When I get time, remember I got to go back to one video a week. When I get time, I'm going to do some more research, and I'm going to look, and I'm going to find out, because I've shot on just about every manufacturer that you can imagine. So I have a lot of that film myself, and I can kind of reference, cross-reference, and maybe at least get a brand name. Maybe not a model, but at least get a brand name. I couldn't help but everything in the video in the early 90s because I built it. Yeah, well, you did it out of necessity too, Mike. I mean, that was your job too, right? I mean, you were deep into that that lifestyle. Somebody texting me. Oh, Jim, you're sending me photos. Jim Cahill. Ooh, nice. Jim Cahill. New 4008. New to him. Very cool. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. You have two widescreen 4008s too. That's a good looking camera. My own video production company and did 3D animation with an Amiga. I had a friend that had an Amiga. We loved playing with that. Woohoo! There's the Tri-X. I still got to do some more. What do you call those little things? Emojis. I still got the notes from last week. I'll get to it. Seems to me that it was shot on old Beaulieu, and it seemed to have been a slower shutter speed around 16. I don't know if that was a Beaulieu. There's notched. It's got the half moon, right? On the edge, I believe. The 120, did you develop an HC110? Yes. Shoot, what was the time I used? I developed everything in HC110, B formula, that's 31 to 1, or 32 to 1, I think they call it, but I used 31 parts formula. Let me look. Oh, did I write it down? Shoot. I want to say, I know I used 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and I believe, I don't have my notes in front of me. I think I did 5.5 minutes. Plus X emoji. Did I write that? Did I write that last week? Oh, I did not. I just put 50D. Alright, plus X added. I'll have those by next week. Beaulieu's don't have half notch in the film gate. Nikons do. So maybe it was a Nikon. Maybe it was a Nikon. I think there's something else that does too. I know the Minoltas have the really wide frame, kind of V into the perforation. But I'll have to look. It's not a Canon, because Canons come straight down in front of the perforation. But I'm going to do some research, and I'm going to find out what it is. At least trying to narrow down the brand. There used to be, maybe you guys can dig it up, but I think somebody posted it on the Super 8 forum. But there used to be a chart. It was a big chart somebody made, and there was the camera brand, and then there was the frame. And it showed the trademark frame of what that camera would give us. So if you overscanned up into the perforation, you would know which camera shot that footage. I don't have a picture of it on this computer, on my laptop. It's over on my desktop. Otherwise, I would. I would show you a picture, but I don't have it. Lori, you're here. You're late. I'm sorry. I'm getting ready to leave. Thank you for popping in. That's my sister. My sister. I'll see you in a few weeks. Yeah, Mike, I don't know where it's at. I tried Googling it and whatnot. I can't find it. Well, Jim, we did your R10, and I don't know if I remember seeing that on the edge. I don't remember that. The internet's so young, and we already losing so much knowledge. I know. It's already so hard to find stuff. Lori, I can't either. Everybody's so excited here, Lori. Sweet. Ooh. So if you guys can figure out what it is, I feel like that, I think this film had that notch, but I may be wrong. I can't remember. I'm going to look. Maybe I'll post it in the community, what they call posts tab now. They call it the post tab. Maybe I'll post one frame and then we can start digging. You guys want me to do that? I'll find a good frame, full frame. So listen, we're an hour and 10 minutes. I hate to do it. Mike, did I send you film from my R10? I don't think I did. I only shot... Oh, I thought you did. Wasn't that one of the 5? Maybe you didn't. Live stream from Lori's, guys. Yeah, maybe. Lori, maybe. Probably not, but... Oh, man. Actually, I'll be on the road, I think, on that Sunday. We'll have to miss 2 Sundays in a row during that, but... Antiquarian, thank you, Mike, for preserving and sharing a piece of history. My pleasure. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for the stream. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to my members. It really helps more than you know. I know I say that every week, and I will continue to say it every week. It helps me more than you know. But thank you to everybody. I love you guys like family. And I will, unless something crazy comes up, I'm going to see all of you again next Sunday. I can't imagine. Bye, Piper. Bye. She said bye from in there. Stretching. It's stretching. She's getting into yoga. She's stretching. Had another great one. Thank you guys. Barry, Cecil, Eric, Anthony, Angus, Mike, Lyle, Bonnie, Super Cinny, my beautiful sister Lori, Jeffrey, Sprocket, Lyndon. I'm going to go. Mike Rook, Russell, Jim Cahill, everyone. Antiquarian. I know I missed a few. That's why I don't do it, because I'll miss them. Radios. Entity, Remjet, who's already gone. Super Cine 100. Woo! I know I missed some. Sorry, guys. I love you guys. New World Film. Steven, thank you, buddy. Craig Booth, see ya. Miss you at the reunion, Craig. Love you guys. I will see you next Sunday. Bent. What a nerd.